Good evening. Good evening. Let me know if you can hear me. I did not do any sound checks before I got started. So I'll be checking the comments. Let me know if you can hear me. Just got out of a class and I had some phone calls I had to make. And someone very close to me and my family was in the hospital. So prayers are welcome. Most definitely. So I'll be waiting just a few moments because I know there's a timer on if you can comment in order to let me know that you can hear me. I don't want to just be talking and talking and nobody can hear me. I want to make sure you can hear me. I probably could check on my phone too. Let me do that. So if you can hear me, make sure that you just put like a 1 in the chat or say, I can hear you. I don't want to get a loud echo sound, but I'm going to try. For a fact. Give me 1 second. We're going to fix this right quick. Well, you probably can still hear me. It's still plugged up. I just got to get this fixed. Okay. I didn't want to cancel, so I said, I'm just going to come on anyway. All right. So let me know if you can hear me. I'm checking the chats in the comment section. If you can hear me, let me know. And I'm about to check myself as well. So I can't tell right now. Ready? Let's see. I'm not seeing any comments. That's probably why. I'm not sure if they're set. Darn it. I may need to just reschedule this. If I don't see any comments, I'm not sure if you'll be able to comment. So I didn't get to do that part. Yeah, I had a really long day. Wasn't particularly feeling well earlier today. And then I got some news that a really close family member of mine, I will not say who they are because they don't like that information being out there like that. It's in the hospital today, had a moment today, and still attended class and decided to still show up for this Q&A. But I need to see I need to see if you all are able to comment. If not, we could just come back tomorrow. I don't like to cancel, especially when I have prepared for things. Let me say 52 cents. Because I'm sure somebody has probably tried to comment and it's not showing up. Okay. I'm going to give it like 4 more minutes and see if I see any comments. And if I don't, then I'm just going to take that as a sign that you cannot comment and I will not be able to do the Q&A because if I can't read your comments, then I don't want to just talk to an empty screen right now. And I got my updates done. I got the pictures added. I was ready to show video and everything, but it doesn't look like Okay. So Genesis Focus, really nice name, by the way. I see one comment that just came through. Do me a favor and comment one more time so I can kind of time how long of a delay the comments might be coming in. Because sometimes YouTube has those features where you can only comment so many minutes later, or I want to make sure that you can comment on time. Hopefully, I wouldn't be saying comment and nobody's commenting. So, Genesis Focus, if you're still here, please comment one more time. I thank you for the one love. I like that. I like that. That's dope. I like that. I'm going to check you out. Let me write your YouTube name down so I can check out your channel. Genosis Focus. That's a nice channel name. I like that. All right. Well, I got one person commenting. Okay. Thank you, Valerie Smith. Hello. How you doing? All right. Thank you. I don't know how long it's taking you to comment, but if you can comment, keep commenting so I can see if it's coming up, because it seems like it took about 5 minutes. It took about 5 minutes for now get a chance to comment. Yeah. So there is a delay. And pardon me, I did not get to fix those settings so you can comment at least 1 minute after submitting your comment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I definitely would say I need that today because today has been a day. Let's get rolling. Oh, she said let's get rolling. Well, I thought I was going. I guess I'm not for the go nowhere. But yeah, thank y'all for the love. I appreciate it. I got to get used to receiving that love. You know, when you're always used to being the one giving, and doing, you have to also remember to be able to receive as well. So thank you so much. Tonight will be a quick night because mental health is important. If you have a lot of things going on, it is important to take time to breathe, to pray, to relax, to de-stress, and also to make sure that you're well prepared for things. I've been going all day. And like I said, prayers are welcome for a very close family member that was in the hospital. I pray that your loved one recuperates. Thank you. So do I, Valerie. So do I. I want to say shout out to the 2 people on yesterday who purchased a copy of No More Flinching, my book, 5 Steps to Overcoming Adversity. You will get your autographed copies. I will be making a corporate order. So when I say corporate order, that means I'm going to order in bulk, right? And I'll be making an order no later than Monday. And when those shipments come in, you'll be receiving your autographed copy. You can look in the banner in the video right now, and you'll be able to see where you can get your book from. And I will be announcing a free mastermind, which will go hand in hand with my book. We will go chapter by chapter, and we will break it down. And my energy, God bless it, will be a little bit higher than it is right now. But I really want to be transparent and be myself, especially with these Q&As. I'm showing up as I am, right? And just being very transparent and open. But shout out to those 2 of you who got your copy, and you'll be receiving your autographed copy of No More Flinching very, very soon. I'm looking forward to that. All right. So, Valerie, while you're here, Delta 9 Media, what's going on? How you doing? Let me get these comments up in the video. Appreciate you for being here. Thank you so much for the love, Valerie. We appreciate you. I do as well. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get these questions rocking and rolling. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. We want to make sure we get all of your questions answered. If you have any questions, put them in the chat right now. And when I say any questions related to anything, whether it's the Adriana Young's case, whether it's if you read my bio when you went to nomoreflinching.com, anything you want to ask me about writing a book, writing your story, where did you start, being a motivational speaker, being an overcomer, being a host, podcasting, whatever it is, anything that is in alignment with what I do or what I help people overcome or what I help people do. Anything that you would like to ask, now is your time. Like I said, you got one-on-one time with me. And so I do not know how long you have to wait in order for your comments to come through. So your best bet is to, if you're thinking of something and you know you want to ask a question, to go ahead and ask it and like put it in the chats so it can get to me as soon as possible. Because I would hate to like end this too early and then your question never showed up because it seemed like there's a delay. All right, it seemed like there's a delay. So I want to give it a few minutes for you to ask your questions. This is a Q&A session, meaning ask me anything. All right, this is your time to shine. Your time to shine. Who on here brought a guest with them today? Put it in the comments if you did. Put it in the comments if you brought a guest with you tonight. If you have any questions, I highly, highly encourage you to drop them in the chats right now. And I didn't play any music because YouTube will say flag for copyright if it's not my song. And last time I checked, I am not a songstress. I am not a singer. Fun fact about me, I did used to play saxophone back in the day, a long time ago. But I don't play anymore, but I probably will start back playing after a while, like in some downtime. Let's see here. All right, y'all. I'm ready for those questions to come in. I am going to give it a few more minutes because it seems like it may be taking like 5 minutes for a question to get through. And I do apologize for that. I do not see any questions in the comments. I do see, love and everything. I really appreciate the love. But if you have any questions, please go right ahead and ask. We are at a Q&A session. And I'm not sure if this one is going to stay up, but we shall see. While I'm waiting on your questions to come through, what I am about to do, Delta 9 Media, what's the vibes? What's the vibes? I am going to show you the picture of Terry Savelle Foy. Remember, I was talking about a lady with a squeaky voice last night, and the person who inspired me to write my book, and I got it done in like 3 months' time, like published and everything, written, formatted, edited, several rounds of editing. My book was way more many pages than it was before it was edited. But when it comes to editing, especially if you have a good editor, they will chop that book down. They're going to cut out all the fluff. I did not ghostwrite my book. I wrote my book. And the editor just made sure that it was in proper English. But it was a really great and fun experience. And let me see if I can do this. If I add this, I'm not sure what it's going to look like, but we'll play with it and see what happens. Let me take the comments off of the screen. While I'm doing this, please drop your comments in the chat, comment in the chat your question if you have any questions that you would like for me to answer while I'm showing you this picture of Terry Savelle Foy and myself back a few years ago. Where can I be? Where can I be? I could be over here. Will they let me come over here? Yeah, there we go. Okay, I can do it like that. But yeah, so that is me and Terry Savelle Foy. And that is how many years ago? That was like 2019 in January-ish. I believe it was like January of 2019. I met her that day. Before I met her, I did not have one page written. I didn't even know I was ready to actually get it done. Like, writing a book was something I toyed around with for over 10 years and just kind of thought to myself, I'm going to do it one day. And then I would talk myself out of it. Right. And then I would say, well, I need to do it. I need to write my book. I need to share my story. But then I would say, I'm not an author. Where do I start? And all of those questions disappeared when I saw that little lady right there, Terry Savelle Ford, get on stage, share her story, and just be very transparent with all of her weaknesses and just be so powerful. She was just so powerful on stage, being her authentic self, giving all honor and praise to God. And I was like, you know what? Listen, I purchased her book, I read her book, and then within 3 months, I was a published author. So yeah, I told you I was going to bring that back to you, and that's exactly what I did. That is exactly what I did. Let's go over here and check the comments now. If we don't have any comments by in about 4 minutes, 3 minutes, then we will probably retire for the night, and I'll just come back. I'll come back probably tomorrow. Have you ever stepped down to S? Okay, so let's go back. I see some comments that just popped up. Okay, so let's go. Let's go here. Okay. Oh wow, the comments are coming in now. There's definitely a delay. I do appreciate you all for getting them out there, because the sooner you send it, it's taking a delay, but then they're coming through. All right, so let's get to the questions. One moment. Looking forward to that walkthrough. Oh yeah, Valerie, it's gonna be amazing. Just wait. I'm telling you, I'm excited for y'all. If you bought No More Flinching, just get ready. Just get ready. And when it comes to my podcast, No More Flinching TV, right? Tell Your Story podcast. When you see me interview different people who are overcomers, people who are ambassadors, people who are advocates, people who are doing things like Nigel London, for example, like Angie, who you know as Camille, right? Like people like that, and others, like everybody that you see me interview, people don't understand where the Tell Your Story comes from. They think it's just in there. Tell Your Story is actually an excerpt from my book, No More Flinching. So we're going to get into all those details during the No More Flinching Mastermind. I cannot wait. Good night, Carlotta Williams. How are you doing today? I love the purple and red heart. It's incredible. He said, I am doing great. God is good. Amen. God is good. What is one moment in your life that you had to stare fear in the face and stood bold? Wow, that is a really good question, Valerie. There's been so many moments like that. A lot of moments like that. I mean, just to be very open, even about today. I remember when the very first time, one of the first times, and I think it's since been deleted. Like just sitting right here, right now, talking into a mic, looking at a screen, looking at comments. I remember it was a time where I did not know that I would be able to do that. Like that was fear of speaking, fear of saying the wrong thing, fear of like people not liking you, fear of is anything I'm doing really gonna matter, or anything I'm saying, is it gonna matter? Like fear tries to attack anywhere, any place, anytime, with anything. Fear tries to creep in different levels, different moments of anybody's life. It could be work related, it can be relationship related, it could be you walking in your purpose, it could be something trying to stop you. That is always an option, unless you make fear be not an option. Not an option. There's all kinds of statements that can be made about fear, but one thing I like to do when it comes to staring fear in the face, I really would much rather ignore fear. Like everybody has their thing that they like to do and how they like to approach things. But when I say ignore, I mean like pay it no attention. I look at fear as a distraction. I look at fear as something that's trying to be in the way. I look at fear as defeat. Because if you pay fear any attention, now it has your attention. And that's how I like to look at it. I don't have time to even stare it in the face, because if it doesn't deserve my attention, it doesn't deserve my thoughts, my mindset, or anything. So that is a really good question. And that's like a segue, which leads me into being a motivational speaker. And I would be someone that you would not, if you would have saw me as a little girl, when you read my story, Valerie, that you just purchased my book yesterday from my website, and you will be getting your autographed copy soon. You and the other young lady who purchased my book, and anybody who purchased it, just know we will I will facilitate a mastermind with my book, No More Flinching. We're gonna go chapter by chapter. It will be a free mastermind. Well, really not free, because you have to put something in it to get something out. So you have to purchase the book. But I'm going to set a date and time, and we're going to go on Zoom, and we're going to have a mastermind over a period of like 7-day, 8-day period, right? And we are going to dive into the book. But when it comes to staring fear in the face, that is something that I always think of when I get ready to deliver my keynotes. When I'm a motivational speaker who travels all across the globe. Like, I've had the opportunity to speak in Paris, deliver a keynote, No More Flinching keynote in Paris, in France, right? All across the United States, from the East Coast to the West Coast. I was the closing speaker at the Cajun Dome in like, it's like Lafayette, Louisiana, right? And you're me, the little girl that you're going to read about in the book, No More Flinching, the one who talked with a slur, the one who used to be super shy, the one who used to get picked on, you would think that fear would choke me up and it would win. But it's something that happens, and I have to give glory to God for just me not even paying attention to fear when it comes to just speaking right now with you all. When it comes to delivering a keynote in front of 700 or thousands of people. Keeping the main thing, and remembering my story always. It was way worse for me back then. It was way worse for me back then. And I'm doing what I'm doing right now for the little girl that I used to be, that was afraid, that was trapped in fear. And fear did have me defeated for a while, but God changed that story. God definitely changed that story. Okay. That was a really great question, Valerie. I hope I answered it for you for that one. We're going to keep going to the next questions. You all are coming up with some really great questions too. Keep the questions coming. Get them out as soon as possible. I think there might be a slight delay with the questions coming in, so we're going to keep it moving. All right. Good night. Good night, everyone. I like how y'all say good night. You know, in American culture, when we say good night, we actually mean we're about to go to sleep. Like, if I say good night, that means bye, right? But I love how in other countries, when you all say good night, it's like good night. Like, it is a good night. Like, hello, it's good night. And I really like that. I like twists being on things. You mentioned a vision board last night. How did you start yours, and how does the board help you? Okay. Carlotta, it's so interesting to say Carlotta to Carlotta from Carlotta. That's really interesting. But anyway, that is a really great question. I actually host and have held vision board events. And I feel that, I like to, when I create my vision board, I like to do it in prayer. I like to allow God to let me know what it is that I need to focus on. And it definitely has to be purpose filled, right? So in that, I believe there is something very powerful about seeing it. So whatever you feel that God is leading you to do in your purpose walk, whatever desires that you have that align with that, when you see it every day, and every time you look at it, it's like you say a quick prayer, or you thank God for it in advance, however you choose to do it. It definitely does help. I shared last night that Paris, I had the Twin Towers was on my vision board to speak in Paris specifically. And guess what? I spoke in Paris at the beginning of this year and delivered a keynote in Paris. And my daughter was with me as well. You said brought my daughter. My daughter actually flew in. We She flew in from where she lived, and I flew in from where I live, and we were in Paris together. That was a really great experience for me to be able to have my daughter there with me. So I really enjoyed that. It really does help. Like I said, it keeps your focus, it keeps your energy, and anything that you can see. If you can see it naturally, if you can see it here, you can see it in your heart, and you can constantly believe it and have faith about it, it's done. So it really does help. In my opinion, it helps. A question says, how long you step out into the world of motivational speaking? Okay, so that when it comes in the world of motivational speaking, I would say definitely since 2019. But from 2019 to 2020, all right, I was certified in 2019, but from 2019 to 2020, within a year time frame, I had what was called a year of yes. That means initially I spoke free of charge. I did not charge anything. I didn't even know what to charge if I was. I did not have a fee. I spoke whether it was free. I spoke for where people would give me earrings and a necklace saying thank you. People would give me certificates to go out to eat at a restaurant for speaking. I got in a lot of experience. I would call just to go speak somewhere so I can get used to delivering keynotes and perfecting my craft and adding value to people without receiving anything or without saying this is my speaking fee. I used to be afraid to state what my speaking fee was, right? So it took me, as soon as I published my book, I did not know this going into it. As soon as I published my book, I joined an authors group with thousands of authors. And that's where I learned that there was a next step at being an author, especially being an author with a memoir, a story of overcoming adversity, right? It definitely depends on what your niche is. But the very next thing that I learned from my first few coaches that I had and my first few mentors in the author speaker world was that the next thing is you got to get out there and talk about your book. You got to get out there and share your story. Next thing I knew, we finna take a dip over here, and let me see, I'm gonna go right here. Yeah, I'm gonna go right there, and I'm gonna share with you this picture that I did download for you all today. When I got certified with the John Maxwell team, so that's my mentor, John Maxwell, John C. Maxwell. Let me take the comments off so you can see that real quick. So the John Maxwell team, let me take that off too. Go do the banner. Okay, so with the John Maxwell team, this is John Maxwell, John C. Maxwell, and he is a leadership coach. There's other pictures I have, with several other team leaders and members, but that's when I was in Orlando, Florida. And I must have been stressed right there because I feel like I look older right there than I do right here, sitting right here today. But that is when I became a certified speaker, trainer, and coach. Amazing weekend. Incredible weekend. When I say incredible, incredible. So many supernatural things happened to me that weekend. We had round tables that we sat at, and people would say, share your story and share, why you're here. And everybody around the table would go. And then when it got to me, I shared while I was there, I shared a little piece of my story. And people were literally getting up from their seat, coming to me, sowing $100 into my life, telling me that God told them to sow into me. And I was just like, keep going. It was very inspirational, supernatural. There was a pastor from Canada. His name was Stephen. I remember his first name. And he literally asked for one of my books. And he was like, he said, he gave me a $50 bill for my book. That's $20. Not including shipping and taxes and things like that. But I was like blown away. It was a very, very God-filled weekend. And I never knew that I would be that person speaking. So I started speaking immediately. started going everywhere in my state. And then from there, that's when things started getting way more serious. Because I was out speaking and had my year of yes, and then people started knowing that, okay, she's available for speaking. I started studying and researching how to do that, how that business works. And then before long, I was the very first speaker in the state of Mississippi, where I used to live, who spoke at lunch. It was like a luncheon conference. And it was the very first time that the Department of Human Services and the Mississippi Department of Education came together to work together in foster care and child welfare. And I was the speaker. And that was where I really started to get it like, wow, this is my niche, speaking in the foster care industry, one of the main ones, because that's where I kind of grew up in. So I was able to add a lot of value there. And from there, it just kept going and kept going. So definitely since 2019, but even with saying since 2019, it was way before then. It was way before then, because anytime that I would be able to get up in front of people and speaking, that's good practice. Anytime you are standing up and speaking before anybody, whether it's at church, at school, I graduated from Belhaven University, and with the program that I was in, every single week, or at the end of every course, a class will last me about 10 weeks. By the end of that course, you had to give a presentation. And we had teams. And team members would identify what their strengths and weaknesses were. And one of my strengths, just because I didn't mind sharing, was getting up in front of the class and sharing. So I had been getting practice in, and with my background being in law enforcement and going to the academy, speaking to police officers who were in the academy, sharing my expertise in sexual assault, being a detective who works sex crimes and sexual assaults and homicides and things like that. Speaking in front of classroom settings, in front of professionals, also helped get me ready for that. So it was over time, but seriously in 2019. Lifting your family up in prayer. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hope your loved ones feel better. So me too. Okay, so when you say, have you ever stepped down to S? So I want to know what that means initially. So if you can, if you're able to see that, let me know what that completed sentence is, Valerie, so I can make sure I answer that for you before we get out of here today. Carlotta, I started writing my book and then the momentum died. What is your advice on how to restart? Okay, that is a really great question, because now what you want to do is, and this is so interesting, I'm so glad that I get to help you answer this question. Notice I said I get to help you answer this question. First thing I believe you know that the answer is already within, but in order to get the answer, you must go within. And one of the things I want to take you to is a place that actually helped me when God has gotten my attention before. One day I was driving, and I happened to look to my left as I was driving down the street in Mississippi. I was going into a curve. I looked to my left, and to my left there was a graveyard. And I remember plain as day when I would do little things and I wouldn't follow through, when I didn't get it done. I received a download. God just spoke to me, plain and simple, nothing harsh. Are you going to go there with what I put inside of you? And it got my attention so majorly, I was like, nope, got to get it done. When you don't think about yourself, Marlene, I'm hoping I'm saying your name correctly, Miss Byer. If you don't think about yourself and think about maybe that one person who is waiting, like whatever it is that you have overcame, that you're going to share in your book, that you got through, there's somebody right now that's stuck in that. And somebody right now, their life is dependent on reading a book published by Mrs. Byer. And just think about it. If they do not ever get that book, they will forever be stuck, because it's your book that's going to set them free. Now that might sound a little dramatic, but that could very well be the truth. See, God put something inside of you for you to complete the work. So I would just highly suggest you do not get in your own way. Do not let your thoughts cloud your purpose for completing what you need to complete. And a lot of times, if we think about just the work we have to do, we might get uninspired. But if we think about how this is going to bless somebody else's life, if you knew that this was the key to somebody else's life unlocking so they can go out and be free, so they can be inspired to share their book because somebody is watching you that you may or may not know right now. They're saying, if Miss Byer can do it, I can too. If Miss Byer can do it, I can too. And God's going to show you. He's going to turn that thing right back around and show you once you complete the work. And I want you to let me know when you do it. Once you complete the work, he's going to show you that, yep, you're going to be fulfilled. God is going to refill your cup as you are pouring out, blessing other people. So how do we start? Start. And when I say start no later than Monday. Start no later than Monday. And while you're starting, no excuses. Like, no excuses. Like, there's going to be things that come up. There's going to be things that happen. You might have to cry through things like I did today. You might have to pray through some things. You might have to rest through some things. But like I said yesterday, we don't stay down for the count. Give yourself a breather. Get back up and get back to it. Do not let yourself stay down for the count. Set your calendar. Set alarms. Do whatever. I don't care if you write a sentence that day. Do something. Do something that's going to move those pages forward. And you can do it. You can definitely do it. Were you ever told to dim your light as you walk in the room? Because the other people in the room seem below your level. I believe that's what we're talking about right here. Thank you so much, Valerie, for the great answer. Let me pop these up on the screen because I'm just going in, y'all. Just going in. Okay, that was a really great question about the motivational speaking by Valerie. Really, really great insight. I really appreciate the love with that. And really great question. I believe I answered that question. If you want me to go even more deeper with that question, Ms. Byer, let me know. Hopefully I answered that one for you though. All right. Were you ever told to dim your light as you walk into a room because the other people in the room seem below your, I believe it's saying like kind of below your level. I'm thinking that's what you're saying. I think everybody has their something that they have to learn how to deal with or overcome some type of struggle or some type of resistance. I would like to say resistance. I like that word better. And resistance has mainly come from in the past. I'm going to say past because I'm not speaking that over my life anymore. And I feel like I'm learning that God is showing me some things for a reason. But I'm normally able to push through and disconnect and disassociate very quickly. So I don't allow people to really get into my circle that much. But when it comes to significant others in the past, being just carefree and loving and things of that nature, if you're not careful, sometimes the person that's closest to you can become that person that wants your light to be dimmed because they can find themselves in a position of competition with you, right? I've been there. And I found that in the past, that those would be the people that would try. But as far as allow, that absolutely not. But that could also cause more stress. It's like I was fighting against the grain, but I was still push through and do what I had to do, right? So now I'm just really, I use wisdom more so. I was always a quiet person, and it's kind of crazy because it's funny to say that and then be talking at the same time, with a mic and everything. But I'm what they would call an introvert for the most part, and not so much an introvert with people that I know love me and trust me back, right? So I am, I really do not. If other people feel like I need to dim my light, if I get a whiff of that, if I feel any of that energy, it's instantly cut off with no hesitation. So I'm not sitting there, wondering the outcome of that. I will literally cut it off, just like if you're snipping off a dead leaf on a plant that you want to save. I'm not the best person to talk about plants and things, but if you're trying to get rid of that, if you're trying to get rid of something that you feel like it's no good, I'm just gonna cut it off. But when it comes to dimming my light, no, no ma'am, no sir, we're not doing that. So I highly encourage anybody, don't ever allow anyone, especially to have the confidence to tell you to dim your light. That's a different kind of confidence right there. I don't play that one. Like we gotta get some distance between us if that's ever the vibe, the feeling, or the conversation. Great question though. Thank you so much. All right. Do you find quiet time every day, every single day, to meditate and connect with the guiding light of God? Listen, all throughout the day, and a lot of times, in which I'm working on being more intentional about more time. But all throughout the day, it's constant conversations with God and meditating. I would not say that it's like a 20-minute sessions or just hardcore 30-minute sessions or an hour every single day, but all throughout the day, and especially right before bed, waking up, and throughout the day, absolutely. But I feel like there's always more that can be done. So it is also it's a goal to continue to do more and more and more. I think that's a really great question, and being in tune with God and allowing God, the Spirit of God, not the spirit of any evil, not the spirit of the wrong God, right? But the Spirit of God to like really lead and always making sure that you're on track with that, and testing the Spirit by the Spirit, making sure that whatever you are hearing is God and not something that's deterring you from God. It's very, very important. Really great question. Spirit led for your vision. I love it. Thank you. Absolutely. Absolutely. How do you think your book will wake up an introvert and unlock their silence? Oh, listen. Loudly. Do I need to scream in this mic? Loudly. Loudly. When I tell you the reason why my book is going to connect with any introvert, especially an introvert, because I am very vulnerable in the book. I'm sharing things that you would be like, I can't believe she shared this. I can't believe she told on her own self like this. Very transparent. When you read No More Flinching, your mouth gonna drop. Your mouth gonna drop. Your mouth is gonna drop. And it's a quick read. It is a very quick read. And that reminds me, I'll bring it back tomorrow. We'll still have, even if it's like 30 minutes, we're gonna come back tomorrow and answer some more questions. I want to show you something. I meant to download this one quick video about my favorite lady pastor. That's the one thing I did. I forgot to add. But I do have a gift for you all. I do have the video of my book signing. The only thing is it does not have any sound because the music that is with it, I have to take it off because it will be copyright. YouTube, you can't just upload like certain songs on here, and I don't want the video to get flagged if I do decide to keep this up. So yeah, I would like to show that to you all before I leave today. But I think it will wake you up because, like I said, the more transparent and the more vulnerable you are in sharing your truth, which is my truth in the story, No More Flinching, in my book, it is going to connect with you. You'll be able to relate to some part of the story. And it's going to do its thing. It's going to do what it was designed to do. And that is to inspire. That is to push forward and drive out whatever it is that God has in you. You're going to be like, yep, we ready now. Let's get it done. Like I told you, there's so many people that have that testimony of after they read my book, they were able to get it done. I could almost rename No More Flinching the Get It Done book because that's exactly what happened. So you'll be in touch. So while we're through the mastermind, we'll be able to take those notes and nuggets and you would definitely see as we move forward through the chapters. Now, I do know this. Most people that actually pick it up will probably read it straight through, but that's okay. We're just going to break down each chapter over a period of 7 or 8 days. We'll see, but I'll be getting into details about that soon. Outstanding. Yes, you are pronouncing my name correctly. Thank you, Miss Byer. Awesome, awesome. Love it. Miss Byer says, thank you so much. I would definitely start, and I'm grateful to be accountable to you. Outstanding. I'm gonna be. We're gonna stay in touch. So every time you come on, I need you to tell me where you are in your book. I'm looking forward to that, and we would chit chat about it through comments and things of that nature. I'm looking forward to it. And let me tell you, I would love to be one of the first people to buy your book when you get it done. And make sure, if you haven't already, make sure you check out No More Flinching as well, if you haven't gotten it already. And you can do that at nomoreflinching.com. And let's see. Sorry, that was incomplete question. Have you ever stepped out of your authentic suit because your competitors seem below your level? Okay, so that's a very interesting question. My authentic suits. Okay, like me being me. I could say, like, now that you put it that way, one of the ways I could truly say I have, like, even in my book, I talk about this. When I used to walk into a room, I would look for the quiet parts of the room. But I'm still an introvert even today. So if I walk into a place and let's just say it's crowded, this is just me by nature, because I am a true introvert. Like, I only like to like really be around good energy. And if I don't know, if I'm feeling vibes and I feel like a whole lot of energy and I pick up the negative, like I'm such an empath in my spirit, like God, like I have a strong spirit of discernment. Like I can read things and see things, and you already know about the dreams. And so I like to protect that. So I'm the type of person that will walk in the room. It's not because I'm trying to dim my light, but it's because I need to get to a safe space, a good energy field where I feel safe at, because I can read all kind of things that's going on, which also probably aided to me being a really great detective, former detective. But I did used to like hide behind the scenes intentionally. And it could be my comfort zone just to be out of the way. Like if I was to walk in the room, I get the attention and all of that, but I still like to go find a quiet place and like sit in the back. Or the only time I like to sit in the front is if I'm at a business meeting, if I'm at church, or if I'm in school. If I'm somewhere where I need to learn something, I like to be in the front of the class because I am there to learn. If I am at a social event and it's not my social event, I like to be in the back, off in the cut, like where I can see everything, that law enforcement DNA. We got to be in the back, see the doors, exits, and stuff like that. But I like to kind of be out of the way. And I don't necessarily feel like that's me dimming my light. I just feel like I just don't like to try to soak. I'm not like one of those attention seeking. It's got all the attention got to be on me. The attention just finds me, even though I just like to be out of the way. And when it comes to ever not being my true self, there may have been times where I have been that way in like 20s, early 30s, somewhere up in there, and below that age range, because of just not walking in my authenticity and not actually just being my true self unapologetically. But somehow now today, I don't even think about it. If a person has a problem with me being who I am and speaking my truth, then guess what? Last I checked, only hit dogs holler. So I'm not worried about it, because one thing I'm gonna make sure I'm doing, that's why I do my very best not to treat people how I do not want to be treated, and not to just doing things crazily, recklessly. If I have something to say about something, it's because I'm standing up for right. I'm advocating for a cause, a purpose, or I'm speaking truth. I'm speaking light. I'm speaking inspiration. I'm speaking what God told me to speak. If I'm speaking, that's what I'm speaking on. Or I might tell a little joker here because, if In my dreams, I could have been a comedian, but other than that, that's that on that. Valerie Smith says, your answers are amazing. Thank you so much, because I want to do my best to really answer your questions. With this Q&A, with the Ask Me Anything, I want to make sure I'm asking the questions. And if you feel like I need to add a little more, then I definitely don't mind you letting me know. If I didn't answer your question, let me know so I can make sure I get it answered. All right. So Valerie says, your answers are amazing. I feel the honest and positive energy. Absolutely. It's very important. One of the things I strived on and I learned very on is about integrity and truth and honor and loyalty and all of those things. Now, I'm not saying I've always been perfect. I just strive for perfection now where I am. Have not always been perfect, but I always strive for integrity. Always. The golden rule. Always. And being truthful. Speaking from truth. Sharing my truth. And advocating for right causes. Good night, everyone. See, Marcel, welcome. How are you today? A little twist here. Y'all gonna let Valerie ask all the questions because she is getting them in, but I don't mind. They coming though. They coming. If you have a question, please drop it in the chat. This is Ask Me Anything session. We will not be going too long today. Had a long day, but guess what? I still showed up. All right. Let's see. We have another question. A little twist here. Do you see the Adriana case cracking into the open where okay, so I think your question cut off, but I think I can answer it to where I feel like I believe I know what you're saying. Do I see the Adriana case cracking into the open? Oh, that is a really great question. What I see, that is a really great question, girl. Valerie Smith, you're putting me on the spot, I see. And that's okay. What God has allowed me to see regarding the Adriana's case is that it will be revealed. Some things about the case will be revealed that's going to shock a lot of people. And it's going to be a private sector meeting initially where it will be announced some kind of way. It's going to be announced. And this is not the root and the initial person that gave the okay initially. There's going to be a group of people that's going to know about it. And one thing about groups of people is things have a way of getting out. Okay, it's just common sense. You tell 10 people not to talk, somebody going to say something to somebody, right? Threatening all. There's going to be all kind of things, like as we have already seen with the case. And anybody that doesn't even have eyes can see with the case that there's threats to people who are trying to share the truth, and things that should have gotten out, things that should have been investigated, things that should have been done was not done. Even with all of that, I believe, and it's not even about me believing, God allowed me to have a second dream about Adriana with those facts. So I do believe that things are going to get exposed. When? I have no idea. When? I have no idea. When? How? No idea. But the what? God showed it. God showed it. It's going to be exposed. The initial, and once the initial is exposed, it's a heartbreaking initial discovery. But I do believe God's going to crack that case wide open in a way that's going to shock the world. If that makes sense. Like man be thinking, and I'm saying that on purpose, and I know it's improper English, but man be thinking that they got it under control, like the evil of the world, and I'm gonna stop you from doing this and stop you from saying this, and if you leak this, you're gonna be charged with this, and they people think that they can get a handle on this, but God has the final say so. God is gonna have the final say so. This Adriana case is so spiritual, and it's like Adriana, the torture that baby endured the pain that I felt, the people that her story has touched. And I'm not talking about just touched as like you just scrolling and all. I'm talking about touched, captivated. And it's much more spiritual than anybody can even think. Like God allowed me to have a dream about it before it even happened. And it happened in an entire different country. Then I had a second dream that I just shared not too long ago. So absolutely, God is gonna have his way with this. Absolutely. And you know what I think, Valerie? I've been thinking about this. We need to talk. And I'm gonna get with Angie and just some people. Yeah, it's something. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do. God told me to do something about this, and it's gonna be something dealing with that in particularly. And I think we need to do something. I'll be in touch. I'll tell you exactly what it is. I kind of already started something, and I just haven't said anything about it yet. And with everything going on day to day, but there's something that can be done. I believe that something needs to be done. And it's yeah, we'll be in communication. Thanks for the hearts, Miss Meyer. And when you say very soon, thank you for completing that sentence. I'm not sure about the very soon. And the reason why I say that, and I don't think it will be very soon. Let me tell you why I feel like it won't be very soon. Because God allowed me to have a dream about her in 2023 of September. And then 2023, you got 2024, and then you got all the way into April, right? I need to count the time from the day I had the dream to the day it happened. I need to count that. And now I'll look into those dates. And then I want to look into the dates of when I had the second dream, which was like, almost 2 weeks ago, probably somewhere up in there. Because I think it's going to be some time within it. And when a case of this magnitude, like from my experience as a former homicide detective, like with so many people hand involved in it, it's not even a case that you would wrap up in a month. Wrap up in a month. Nah, it's gonna take for the exposure to God to do His thing the way God is gonna do it, and we leave the how in God's hands. I think it might. I wouldn't say very soon, but I do know it is near, and near is figuratively speaking. And I say that because when I had the dream in September of 2023, I kind of went on doing life and just, I didn't forget about it, but it was a while ago. But then when the situation happened, boom, I immediately remembered my dream and it felt like I had just had the dream yesterday. So, with God, there's no time or anything like that. You're going to feel it. It's going to feel like it's near, but I don't think it's going to be like next week or 3 weeks from now. Put it that way. I don't see that happening, but we will see. Well, I think we will see. We will see it unfolding. I believe in that. And hopefully everything that needs to happen in Guyana the right way with all of the political things, God have his hand on all of that as well. Do you see? Okay, we just answered that question. I am enjoying your answers. Thank you, Miss Valerie. I appreciate you. Are you the wire among your friends? Are you the live wire among your? Yeah. Right. So when I'm with my friends and people that I absolutely trust, I do get to be myself. I love to laugh. I love to have fun. I love to get the job done and work. But I also love to laugh and love to have fun. I love like joking, not joking per se, but like just having fun as a comedian would joke, but really being serious about work. Yeah, I would say that. Definitely. Yes. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the hearts. Justice for Adriana. Absolutely. Absolutely, Carlotta. Valerie says, yes, your explanation of the Adriana Young's case is very profound. And Yeah, Valerie says you were destined to be a part of Adriana's case. God is watching over you. Absolutely, absolutely, because it's. I have no way to explain. Like I've always gotten dreams about people that were like at my police department or people in my family or whatever the case may be. But like to have a dream about somebody from another country, and I'm like, whoa, I don't know what this is, but that's what I gotta do. I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna pull my video that I did when I said that prayer, and I'm gonna break that down. When I said the initial prayer for Adriana, and I did not know it was Adriana that I was praying for. Yep, I talked about it being national news. I talked about an abduction. I talked about water. I talked about in a dream. When I had the dream, after I had the dream, I was praying out loud for that person's safety. I was praying that that person will be found, like will be able to escape. And you know what? With me being able to have that prayer, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a moment or a piece of a moment where Adriana probably thought that she could escape for a slight second, and then maybe there was a second of a possible opportunity for her to escape, and it just never happened, which is very horribly sad. When I just think about the case, it really, that case is very, very sad, and I really hate that for that baby. I hate it for her. For her. Carlotta Williams says the case is very spiritual. Absolutely. Those involved had no idea what they were getting into. They picked one of his angels to destroy. And and actually what they did was they opened up. They opened up hell on their head. They don't even know what they have done. They messed up. There's nothing they can do about it. It may look like they are getting away with it. Oh my gosh. It may look like people are doing whatever and they are not getting away with that. That is not going to happen. God is not allowing that. Nothing. There's nothing nobody can do to stop God from having his way in that case. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Um, Valerie says, my sister, we are patiently waiting as God navigates the way justice will be served for Adriana. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely like it has been surrendered. Like I just be like, ooh, I don't know what's gonna happen to him, but ooh, this is not gonna be good. Lord have mercy. So listen, I'm getting confirmation, like it's I feel chills coming down my back and on my arms when I was connecting my first dream and just thinking about what Adriana had to deal with since her abduction at the Doubleday. When I say abduction, I mean they kept her against her will. I mean that they had to do things to her to where she was not able to freely escape them. And then with her being alive for some hours through the night until they did whatever they did, which was horrible. And when I was having the initial dream, I was praying that, and I was praying that she would be able to, that the person who was abducted would be able to find a way of escape. That's what I was praying for. And I did not know who I was praying for. I was praying that that person, and I was doing my very best to thank God in advance in that moment when I had the first dream. I woke up out of my sleep at 3:30 a.m. I was doing my very best to speak it into existence, to like usher in spiritually whoever this person was. I was just praying that they would be able to escape. And I was speaking that they are going to escape. That's what I was speaking after I woke up. But I remember the dream like I had the dream last night. It's all in God's hands. Absolutely, it is all in God's hands. But at the same time, it's still up to us to continue to speak that. Like that there's so much power in your voice. There's so much power in your prayers. And it is our job, God's people, to continue to speak that the truth will be revealed. That actually helps. The prayers help, the energy, the focus, the determination, not letting anything stop you. There's somebody, I can't think of their name right now, but there's somebody on that on Facebook that I know of that constantly posts Adriana, and I'm like, that's the energy right there. That's the energy right there. See, God want people that's not gonna get sick and tired. God want people that's not gonna fold. Those are the warriors in Adriana's case. It's keeping it alive. Yep. Yep. Absolutely. What is a strong attribute you possess that you want your daughter to hold on to? Oh, now Miss Valerie, you are in the trenches with good questions tonight. So my daughter, man, she already possesses and takes a lot of excellent traits. She is a leader in her own right. She was born a leader. She is very, very smart. She's a people person. She's the glue that holds things together. My thing for her is a strong attribute for her to possess is that it's okay for her not to be strong. A strong attribute that I would like my daughter to possess is the one where she knows that she is enough and she doesn't have to carry it all. And if she feels like putting it down sometimes, it's okay for her to put it down and to walk away from it. Just don't stay down for the count, right? But to not feel like she always has to be the one to do. To be able to say no. To be able to exercise her nose. Yeah. And definitely to always be safe. Like I'm always talking to all of my children about being safe and things of that nature, but a strong attribute for her to possess, and she actually does this very well, is actually just really keeping God the center of her life. That's who I was talking about, Valerie, Laura Basson. Yep, that's exactly who I was talking about. That's exactly who I was talking about because I feel like that's so important. I don't let a lot of things come onto my page. People, I have like over 2,000 tags that I do not allow on my page because I don't want my page getting cluttered with a lot of different things and people's, stuff like that. But she actually tagged me in something not too long ago that I was like, I'm gonna let this one be on my page because I like the way that she is doing her part. I don't know her personally. I've never had a conversation with her personally. That I don't think I have. But yeah, that's exactly who I was talking about. And that's what I'm talking about. It's that energy right there. See, this is the thing, Miss Williams, Carlotta Williams. People pray and hope. Oh, they're gonna get tired. Oh, they're gonna forget about it. That's normally what people do. After amount of time, you know, they're hoping that people will forget, move on with their lives quickly, focus on something else, go look at about, nah, that's not happening. It's always justice for Adriana Young. Period. Continue to pray. Continue to believe. Continue to speak. Uh-huh. Not staying down for the count. I am taking that away. My new phrase. As you should. As you should. Let me tell you, that's a powerful thing. I use that all the time. Like you deserve to have a moment. You deserve to give yourself like a moment, maybe even a day. But don't stay down for the count. We don't stay down until the referee go like this. We don't stay down for that. When they go like this, you're out of there. We're not staying down for that. No, we're not. No. One, okay, just relax. Two, okay. Three, all right, open your eyes now. Four, start shaking your head. Five, start shaking it off. Start moving. Start getting ready to start making some type of steps to get back up. Dust yourself off. Keep going. If you gotta rest, rest, but we don't stay down for the count. Absolutely. I love that. Praying without ceasing. Absolutely. Praying without ceasing and speaking it into existence and believing it as if it's already done. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Just wait until I'm really teaching something. I can't wait. I love coaching and training. That's one of my favorite things to do. It really is. So I'm looking forward to those opportunities coming through. Facilitating masterminds. I'm looking forward to facilitating the No More Flinching Mastermind, which I'm believing it'll probably be somewhere in September. So if you have not gotten your copy of No More Flinching, 5 Steps to Overcoming Adversity, you want to make sure you get that, right? I'm going to have a complimentary, I would say. Your ticket to my mastermind is going to be the hard copy of my book that's autographed by me from nomoreflinching.com, right? We had a few buyers, a few people purchased my book yesterday. They are included. I will be rolling out the details about the mastermind where you will be welcome, and we will be on Zoom. We will be on Zoom diving into the chapters of No More Flinching. And it is going to be a mastermind. You're going to be inspired way more than you think you could be inspired, right? Just letting you know. So I will be, you can get your book, go ahead and get your order in. A corporate order will be placed. Well, not corporate. My major order will be placed, I know, by Monday. So once those books come back, then the autographed copies will go out to you. And by sometime in September, we're going to finalize dates where we will have the mastermind, and you will get Zoom links into a private community with me. And we're going to dive into the chapters of No More Flinching. And a lot of people think they like No More Flinching now, but just wait until you understand what it really means and how deep No More Flinching really goes, and how you can apply No More Flinching to anything. No more flinching to anything in life. Deborah Knowles says she's watching quietly, but she's enjoying every minute. Come on, Deborah. Is it Deborah or Deborah? I guess it depends on how you say it. Miss Knowles, I like that. Thank you for letting us know that you're here. Thank you for letting us know that you're in the room. Y'all make sure y'all get your book, No More Flinching. Okay, get your autographed copy by me. And we are going to have an amazing mastermind. I'm looking forward to that. Valerie, you are an amazing motivational speaker and coach. Your mastery is amazing. Love you, sis. My prayers are with you. Love you back. I am looking forward to some things, girl. I have not revealed. Valerie, I don't think I've revealed like what's actually coming up with these panel of women speakers that we are that you're speaking next to, and how we're going to be moving forward. It's going to be an amazing thing to roll out when God tells me it's time to speak on it. Amazing. But it's an honor to spend some time with you all. Regardless of what I had going on in my life, I decided that I still wanted to show up and get questions answered. Instead of me playing that video, it's just a quiet video tonight. I'll probably kick it off tomorrow with that video. I think I will come back and just answer a few more questions. That'll be a good 3-day, a good 3-day right there. If you all don't mind, so we can continue to build this community, because I'm actually going to be starting to do all of my lives and everything here on No More Flinching TV. You can share out the YouTube link and get some of your family, friends, and associates, and those that you feel will be inspired, especially anybody that you know that might need inspiring, that's interested in writing a book, interested in learning, growing, developing themselves. Share the link to help them subscribe, because we want to continue to grow. And it has been amazing. I am super, super excited about what's to come. And I'm going to get some rest, and I encourage you to do the same thing, right? You want to have an amazing night. It was really, really awesome spending some time with you all. I appreciate it. I'm glad we was able to get it done, because I didn't know this whole thing came off. Y'all were so patient. Oh, Valerie. Thank you so much. She says, your showing up was welcome. Thank you. You ministered very well. I am grateful. That is, to God be the glory for that. Thank you very much for your time, Carlotta. We appreciate you, and I appreciate you back. I really do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Y'all have a good night, okay? Have an amazing night. See y'all tomorrow, same time.